Welcome, my friends, to a deep dive into the world of relationships. Today, we'll explore the 7 worst mistakes we can make in our romantic bonds, all through the lens of Stoic legacy. Get ready for a journey of learning and personal growth, where we'll uncover the secrets to building truly solid and meaningful relationships. But before we begin, I ask you a small favor. Leave your like, share this video with those you love, and don't forget to follow along with every detail. Because understanding these mistakes can not only save a relationship, but also transform it into something extraordinary. So, let's go. Let's discover together how we can avoid these pitfalls and build relationships worthy of being remembered for generations. Lack of communication. Communication is one of those things we all know is important in a relationship, but we often underestimate its true power. It's like the glue that holds everything together, the thread that connects two people in a deep emotional bond. When communication fails, it's like the light goes out, leaving us lost in the darkness of misunderstanding. Imagine a situation where you're trying to solve a problem with your partner, but the words just don't flow. You try to express your feelings, but they fall into the void, not being understood. You feel frustrated, misunderstood, and, worse yet, distant from your partner. That's what happens when there's inadequate communication in a relationship. Communication is more than just talking. It's about true connection. It's about listening with empathy and understanding, not just with the ears, but with the heart. It's about being present in the moment and truly engaging in the conversation, without distractions or judgments. When we communicate authentically and openly, we're building a bridge between us and our partner, allowing love and understanding to flow freely. However, we often fall into the trap of assuming that our partner knows what we're thinking or feeling, and we expect them to guess our needs. We forget that the other person's mind is not a perfect mirror of our own, and that effective communication requires effort and practice. We need to learn to express our feelings and needs clearly and assertively, without fear of being vulnerable. When we don't communicate properly, we risk creating misunderstandings that can lead to resentment and unnecessary conflicts. The little things we fail to say can accumulate over time, creating an ever-widening gap between us and our partner. It's as if we're building an invisible wall between us, blocking the connection we so desire. It's important to remember that communication is not just about solving problems. It's also about celebrating the good things in life together. It's about sharing our joys, dreams, and aspirations with someone who understands and supports us unconditionally. When we open up and communicate honestly and authentically, we're strengthening our bond with our partner and building a solid foundation for a lasting and meaningful relationship. So, how can we improve our communication in relationships? First, we need to practice active listening, really hearing what our partner is saying without interrupting or judging. We need to be patient and give the other person space to express their feelings without feeling attacked or defensive. Additionally, we should strive to be clear and honest in our own communications, avoiding mind games or manipulations. Sometimes it can be helpful to seek the help of a therapist or couples counselor to improve our communication skills. They can provide us with the tools and strategies needed to resolve conflicts constructively and strengthen our relationship. In the end, communication is the key to a healthy and happy relationship. When we communicate openly and authentically, we're building a solid foundation for love and intimacy to flourish. So, don't underestimate the power of communication in your relationship. Cultivate it, nurture it, and watch your love grow and flourish like never before. Lack of trust. Trust, what a powerful word. It's the glue that holds the bricks of the relationship together, the anchor that keeps us steady even in life's fiercest storms. In any healthy relationship, trust is the solid foundation upon which everything is built. It's like a strong foundation that supports the structure of love and intimacy. When there's a lack of trust, my friend, it's like a dark shadow hanging over everything. It seeps into the cracks of the relationship, slowly undermining its strength and stability. Jealousy sets in, like a silent poison corroding happiness and mutual trust. Insecurities begin to spread like weeds, choking the love and connection we value so much. It's like we're constantly walking on a tightrope, afraid of falling at any moment. Every little action is scrutinized. Every word is analyzed for signs of betrayal or disloyalty. The simple act of trusting becomes a Herculean task, a constant battle against our own inner demons. But, my dear, it doesn't have to be this way. We can learn to build and strengthen trust in our relationships, even when everything seems to be falling apart around us. First, we need to look within ourselves and confront our own fears and insecurities. We need to recognize that trust doesn't come from outside, but from within ourselves. It takes courage to trust, to open our hearts and souls to the other without reservation. But it's this courage that allows us to truly experience love in its purest and most genuine form. When we fully trust our partner, we're giving ourselves permission to be vulnerable, to be truly ourselves without fear of judgment or rejection. It's important to remember that trust isn't something that happens overnight. It's a continuous process of building and maintaining, which requires patience, commitment, and open communication. We need to be willing to let go of our own fears and insecurities and trust our partner to be there for us, no matter what. And when trust is broken, how do we deal with it? It's easy to fall into the trap of resentment and bitterness, but it's important to remember that forgiveness is the key to healing. We need to be able to forgive our partner for their mistakes and shortcomings, just as we would like them to forgive us. It's through forgiveness that we can rebuild trust and restore the connection that was lost. So, my friend, don't underestimate the power of trust in your relationship. Cultivate it, nurture it, and watch it flourish like never before. Remember that trust is the cornerstone of true and lasting love. With courage, patience, and commitment, we can overcome any obstacle and build a relationship that is truly unshakable. Lack of commitment. Oh, that word carries immense weight in any relationship. It's like the fuel that keeps the engine of love running, the glue that binds two souls on a shared journey. In any healthy partnership, commitment is the glue that holds everything together. It's the cornerstone that sustains the relationship through the good times and the bad. When commitment is lacking, it's as if the relationship's boat is adrift in the stormy sea of life. Without a clear direction and without a captain to lead the way, it's easy to get lost in the confusion and uncertainty. Commitment is the motto that keeps us on the right course, guiding us through rough waters and helping us reach the safe harbor of lasting love. But commitment isn't just about being there in the good times. It's also about being there in the tough times. It's easy to commit when everything is going well, but it's in times of adversity that the true test of commitment reveals itself. It's when we face challenges and obstacles that we need to come together as a team, supporting each other and facing the challenges hand in hand. Unfortunately, we often see relationships fail because one or both parties aren't willing to truly commit. They're more interested in seeking instant gratification than investing in the long-term relationship. They want the benefits of love without having to face the challenges that come with it. But here's the truth. No relationship is easy. We will all face tough times and challenges along the way. But it's precisely in those situations that commitment becomes more important than ever. It's when we need to come together and work together to overcome the obstacles in our way. So how can we cultivate commitment in our relationships? First, we need to have an honest conversation with our partner about what commitment means to us and what we expect from each other. We need to be willing to make sacrifices and compromises for the relationship, even when it means stepping out of our comfort zone. Furthermore, it's important to remember that commitment isn't something that happens overnight. It's a continuous process of learning and growth, which requires patience, understanding, and open communication. We need to be willing to listen to each other and commit to finding solutions that work for both of us. Ultimately, commitment is the key to a healthy and lasting relationship. When we wholeheartedly commit to our partner, we're building a solid foundation for love and happiness to flourish. So, don't underestimate the power of commitment in your relationship. Cultivate it, nurture it, and watch it grow and flourish like never before. With courage, patience, and commitment, we can build a relationship that is truly unshakable. Lack of empathy. Respecting your partner's boundaries is like honoring the sacred space of their soul. It's like recognizing and valuing each person's individuality and autonomy in a relationship. In a dance of love, each has their own rhythm, their own steps, and it's important not to step on each other's toes. When we ignore our partner's boundaries, it's like crossing an invisible line, invading the personal and emotional space that should be sacred. This can lead to feelings of disrespect, insecurity, and even the end of the relationship. It's like undermining the trust and intimacy that we value so much. Each of us has our own needs, desires, and limitations, and it's essential to respect and honor those differences. It's like building a bridge between our inner worlds, allowing love and understanding to flow freely. But when we cross that bridge without permission, we're breaking the trust and connection that sustain the relationship. It's important to remember that respecting our partner's boundaries doesn't mean giving up our own needs and desires. On the contrary, it's about finding a healthy balance between giving and receiving, between taking care of ourselves and taking care of each other. It's about creating a safe and welcoming space where both feel free to be who they are, without judgment or pressure. So how can we cultivate respect for our partner's boundaries? First, we need to be willing to listen to and understand our partner's needs, even if they're different from our own. We need to practice empathy and compassion, putting ourselves in their shoes and trying to see the world through their eyes. Furthermore, it's important to establish clear boundaries and communicate our needs openly and honestly. We need to be assertive and firm in defending our boundaries, without fear of being judged or rejected. And above all, we need to be willing to respect our partner's boundaries, even when it means giving up our own desires. In the end, respecting our partner's boundaries is essential for a healthy and happy relationship. It's like building a fortress of love and trust that no enemy can knock down. So, don't underestimate the power of respect and understanding in your relationship. Cultivate them, nurture them, and watch them flourish like never before. With courage, patience, and love, we can create an emotional bond that is truly unbreakable. Lack of empathy. Oh, what a powerful ability. It's like a superpower that allows us to see the world through the eyes of others, feel what they feel, and understand their deepest experiences. In a relationship, empathy is like the oil that lubricates the gears of communication and emotional connection. Without it, the wheels can grind and the engine of love can fail. When empathy is lacking, it's as if we're stranded on a deserted island, isolated in our own emotions and unable to understand those of our partner. This can lead to misunderstandings, conflicts, and feelings of loneliness and incomprehension. It's like we're speaking in different languages, unable to find common ground where we can meet. Each of us is unique, with our own life experiences, values, and perspectives. It's important to recognize and honor this individuality, and empathy allows us to do just that. It's like we're opening a window to the other's heart, allowing the light of understanding and love to enter. But empathy doesn't come naturally to all of us. Sometimes we need to make a conscious effort to practice and cultivate it in our relationships. This means listening carefully to what our partner is saying, without judgment or interruption. It means trying to see the world through their eyes, imagining what it would be like to be in their shoes. Furthermore, It's important to remember that empathy isn't just about understanding the other's feelings, but also acting on that understanding. It's like reaching out to hold our partner's hand when they're feeling down, or celebrating their victories as if they were our own. Ultimately, empathy is the glue that keeps hearts together in a relationship. It's what allows us to overcome obstacles together, to grow and evolve as a couple. So, don't underestimate the power of empathy in your relationship. Cultivate it, nurture it, and watch it flourish like never before. With courage, patience, and love, we can create an emotional bond that is truly unbreakable. Neglecting partners' needs. Hey, let's talk about something crucial in any relationship. Being attentive to our partner's needs. It's like tending to a garden of love, regularly watering it so it flourishes and grows strong. Because when we neglect our partner's needs, it's like leaving thirsty plants under the scorching sun. They wither, lose their shine, and eventually disappear. Just imagine you're in a relationship where your needs are constantly ignored. It's like you're shouting into the void, hoping for a sign of recognition that never comes. This can lead to feelings of abandonment, loneliness, and dissatisfaction. It's like we're losing the connection we value so much, drifting further and further away from our partner. Each of us has our own emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. And it's important to recognize and honor these needs, both ours and our partners. It's like building a bridge of love and understanding, crossing the chasm that separates us and uniting in a deeper bond. So, how can we avoid falling into the trap of neglecting our partner's needs? First, we need to be present and aware of our partner's needs. This means listening carefully to what they're saying, observing their facial and body expressions, and being open to honest feedback about how we can improve. Additionally, it's important to communicate our own needs clearly and respectfully. We can't expect our partner to guess what we want or need. We need to be assertive and express our desires openly and honestly. And above all, we need to be willing to make efforts to meet our partner's needs, even if it means stepping out of our comfort zone. Ultimately, fulfilling our partner's needs is essential to building a healthy and happy relationship. It's like feeding the fire of love, keeping it burning bright and strong over the years. So, don't underestimate the power of being attentive to your partner's needs. Cultivate this skill, nurture it, and watch it flourish in your relationship like never before. With courage, patience, and love, we can create a bond that is truly unbreakable. Lack of commitment to mutual growth. Let's face it, relationships are like plants that need to be watered and tended to constantly to grow healthy and strong. And one of the most important things for this growth is commitment to mutual development. When the parties involved are not willing to commit to this joint growth, it's like cutting the roots that keep the relationship firm and solid. Each of us is constantly evolving, learning, and growing every day. And when we enter a relationship, it's essential that we're committed to growing together, supporting each other's development. It's like planting seeds of love and learning, watering them with patience and dedication, so they bloom into a lush garden of connection and intimacy. But when this commitment to mutual growth is lacking, it's like planting in barren soil, without nutrients to sustain the growth of our aspirations and dreams. The relationship can stagnate, individual goals can get lost along the way, and eventually the once strong connection can fade away. So, how can we cultivate this commitment to mutual growth in our relationships? First, we need to be open and receptive to personal and partner growth. This means being willing to step out of our comfort zone, explore new ideas, and challenge our own limitations. It's like opening the doors to the future, ready to embrace the growth opportunities that come our way. Additionally, it's crucial to establish shared goals and objectives, working together to achieve them and supporting each other along the way. It's like building a bridge to success, crossing together the obstacles that arise in our path. And, above all, It's important to maintain open and honest communication, sharing our dreams, fears, and aspirations with our partner. It's like building a solid foundation of trust and mutual understanding, where growth can flourish and thrive. So, don't underestimate the power of commitment to mutual growth in your relationship. Cultivate this quality, nurture it, and watch it flourish into a bond stronger and deeper than ever before. With courage, patience, and love, we can create a partnership that is truly inspiring and enriching.